Alright guys, welcome back. So today in this video, I want to see if it's possible to bake bread in the furnace. Maybe later on we can actually try to use the residual heat of the furnace to bake bread. But right now, let's just experiment and just see if it's possible. So, let's get started.
On fire.
So to make the dough, I combine flour, water, salt, and yeast. The recipe is 4 cups flour, 1.5 cups water, 1.5 teaspoons salt, and about 1 cup of starter. The starter is a natural yeast, which makes sourdough. There is yeast naturally in the air that you can capture and grow into a leavening agent for your bread. Amazing! Once all the ingredients were combined, I put the dough hook into my mixer and started to mix the ingredients and work the dough. When the dough was done, I covered it up, poked a hole, and let it rise for 8 hours. During those 8 hours, I periodically came back to it and did what was called stretch and fold. Once the 8 hours passed, I shaped the dough and placed it into a bowl lined with parchment paper. I then placed the dough into the refrigerator overnight. The following day, about 8 to 9 hours later, the dough was ready to meet our furnace. I sliced the top of the dough and placed it into a metal container. To prepare the furnace, I added 2 bricks placed long side up to the bottom of the furnace. I added charcoal to the furnace and waited for it to heat up. Once the furnace was hot, I placed in the bread. I first baked the bread 30 minutes covered with foil. After that 30 minutes, I came back, uncovered the bread, and continued to bake it. This is the most exciting part of making bread. The part where you see how the bread has risen, how it has grown, how it has changed. Once the bread was done, I took it out of the furnace. The top of the bread looked great, but upon further inspection, the bottom had gotten too hot. This was quite disappointing. We were determined to try again. To fix the burning problem, this time we decided to add vermiculite to the bottom of the metal container. The vermiculite should absorb the heat and keep our bread evenly baked. The second attempt came out perfect. The vermiculite added just enough insulation such that it would still cook but not burn. So, there you have it. Baking bread in a furnace is possible and quite practical, especially if you're going to use the residual heat after a melt.